This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. We will have the very latest on storm damage here on the Suncoast, as well as our gas supply and power outages in just a minute. But first, our current weather. And with what's left of Irma heading north, the weather here on the Suncoast is clearing up, but there are flooding concerns remaining. Let's get the latest now on our first alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Yeah, as expected, Scott, flood warnings are out. Major flooding taking place right now along the Peace River, especially just north of Arcadia at River Acres. 60 homes have been flooded as a result of the flood now that's going on along that river. It's above flood stage. The flood stage is at 11 feet. And now it's at 17.2 feet, expected to rise another foot, it looks like, over the upcoming days. So that's kind of a concern, even though we're not looking at any rainfall here. The runoff from the storms that especially hit into Highlands County, as well as into DeSoto County. That flood warning will stay with us until Saturday at 9:30. Again, until 9:30 on Saturday, flooding will be occurring. We appear to see it cresting right around Friday afternoon, so it should crest at 18.2 feet there. And at 16 feet, we see 60 homes that are typically flooded during this situation. Also a couple of other buildings as well. There are other flood warnings taking place throughout our communities, but most of that is not as bad as the Peace River, so that's what we're going to focus on right now. There's Arcadia, the flooding along into the north and east of that city, and then down south we have to watch the water rush down south too, and sometimes this could be an issue, although now it's able to flow out into the Charlotte Harbor area. But the flooding is taking place especially to the north thereof. Arcadia is where the homes are in danger at this point. As we go out to a wider view, you can see a lot of rain, but not as much as we've been seeing over the past 24 hours. So a little dry air has moved in, and this is now a remnant low for the most part as it makes its way off to the northwest. Currently, we're at 84 degrees. We have a few clouds around, but a good day to get out there and clean up a little bit. I think we'll be cleaning up for the next couple of days at least. The dew point temperature at 74, and the heat index not too terrible, but without air conditioning, it is. And a lot of folks are still without power here along the Suncoast. West winds are at 7 miles an hour. Well, much more on what is left of Irma. We'll take a look at Jose and another system that we were watching out there in the Atlantic. All that coming up in just a few minutes. Scott?
Okay, Bob, thank you so much. In our first alert traffic, although lots of offices and businesses are closed today, thousands of people will be driving through the state returning home. And we'll look at how it's going right now on the Suncoast. No real problems right now. The Skyway Bridge is back open. No slowdowns in either Bradenton or Sarasota. We also want to mention that all tolls across the state of Florida are still suspended at this time. Well, help is on the way. Earlier today, tankers carrying gasoline started to arrive off the coast of Fort Lauderdale. That will likely put a dent in the massive fuel shortage across the state. Governor Rick Scott also announcing today that 20 Florida Highway Patrol troopers are dedicated to fuel escorts from the port of Jacksonville, Tampa, and Port Everglades, and Port Canaveral as well, as soon as those ports reopen. Some of the ports already have terminals open, and fuel trucks are actively filling and leaving the terminals to deliver gas to stations across the state. Open gas stations are still a rare sight around the Suncoast. Some are finally getting some fuel, but there is still a limited supply. ABC7's Erica Jackson joins us live tonight to explain when local stations should start operating as normal. Erica?
Good evening, Scott. Unfortunately, it could take up to a week before supply conditions return back to normal. But the good news behind me, we have an open gas station. This is becoming more of a sight that you're going to see around our area. Suppliers are prioritizing gas stations among major evacuation routes, but drivers will likely find long lines. AAA reports you will have the best luck finding gas at a station that's not located along a major highway. Many people stocked up on gasoline before Hurricane Irma hit our area, but they still worry their supply won't last very long.
We didn't have any problem filling up about a few days ago, but I noticed
the garages are all seem to be closed today in Bradenton, where we're staying.
All the pumps are all taped up, and there's no.
So we hope we can get some gas to be able to get back to Tampa when we fly home in a couple of days' time.
Petroleum products are often delivered to our area through Port Manatee, but staff says the port never closed for Hurricane Irma. They tell us that the port will have to pass an inspection by the U.S. Coast Guard before it could take any gas in, but they're hoping to be able to get that gas and deliver it to our area and then gas stations around our Sarasota and Manatee counties. Reporting live in Sarasota, Erica Jackson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Erica, thank you so much. A major announcement involving public schools here in the Suncoast. This afternoon, the Sarasota County School District announced schools will be closed for the rest of the week. Manatee County School District announced yesterday that schools would also be closed for the rest of the week. Part of the reason for the closures, a lot of the schools are still without power. And because schools served as public shelters during the storm, there's still some cleanup that has to be done. Some other major announcements out of Sarasota County today. About 44% of traffic signals in the county are still out. Sarasota County government offices are open for business, including the Selby and Osprey libraries. Sarasota County area transit will be back to normal schedules tomorrow. Manatee County is beginning to assess the damage from Irma. Wastewater pump stations are not working in areas that don't have power. And that's why people are asked not to flush toilets, take showers, or do any laundry until their power comes back on. A boil water notice is still in place for Anna Maria Island residents until Thursday. Manatee County asked that you call the Citizens Information Center line to report any damage and to ask for non-emergency help. Manatee County homeowners should call their homeowners insurance company to file a claim for property damage. And we're continuing to get reports of scattered damage across the Suncoast, everything from trees down, roofs damage, and a lot of debris. But there have also been some heartwarming stories of community coming together. ABC7's Bobeth Yates joins us now live from Papa Joe's Sports Bar on Whitfield Avenue to show us what people are doing there to repair the business. Bobeth?
Well, like you said, heartwarming stories coming out of the tragedy. If you look right next to me, you see the roof of this entire shopping center completely ripped off. The damage devastating, not just this business, but several others in the community. Now, officials say they have just been overwhelmed by the community coming together to help them. And I'm joined right here by the owner of Papa Joe's Sports Bar. This is Joe Harris. Tell me about the damage that you guys experienced.
Our bar is totally destroyed. The whole inside's gone. We had 5,000 pounds worth of ceiling tile and insulation, and the whole community came today to help us get rid of it. And 2.5, 3 inches of water, it's all gone. Everybody took it out today and they helped. The community really came together to help me. It makes me feel really good.
And when you're talking about the community coming together, earlier you were just telling me how you didn't expect this. You just came in and saw the water, and then all of a sudden people just started showing up to help. How does that make you feel?
I'm lost for words. They brought a barbecue grill. They cooked it for everybody. They had water bottles, soda. Everybody just chipped in and helped out. It made me feel really good.
All right. Well, another tragedy turned into something positive as the community literally coming together to try to help repair a local business and get them back up and running. I'm not sure if we can take a glance at some of the damage, but this entire roof, even falling on one of the bartender's car that was there. Inside right now, the floor is completely cleaned, and officials from this facility are just happy that literally a couple hours ago they were underwater, and now things have looked just a little better for them. Back to you.
All right. Wonderful story of people helping people, neighbors helping neighbors. It's a common one across the Suncoast, and thanks so much for sharing that tonight, Bobeth. Slow but steady progress in getting the lights back on. 41% of Sarasota County is still in the dark. It was much higher than that just yesterday, but compare that to more than 60% when the storm hit. So around 68,000 customers in Manatee County are out. 41,000 plus are in the dark in Charlotte County. And DeSoto County's outage number now stands at 9,200 homes and businesses. Progress being made there. But that community was particularly hard hit by Hurricane Irma. Arcadia in nearby DeSoto County. Janelle Fort joins us now live from Arcadia, where there is some extensive damage to deal with. Janelle?
Yeah, that's right. A lot of extensive damage here. This is Arcadia's historic district. Now, the bulk of this debris you see lying here on the road comes from this hotel and the adjacent antique store. The roof of this building was actually blown off into this road and the adjacent parking lot during Irma. And crews have been out here throughout the last hour and a half trying to clean up this debris. Now, when we first got out here about an hour and a half ago, the business owners along this strip, they were heated. They said that they hadn't had any help. They said that the emergency service management team here for the county hadn't been out here. But over the course of the past 30 minutes, they have been out here. As you can see, there's a truck coming in this way. They've already taken one load of debris and hauled it off, and now they're back to get some more to get this place cleaned up. Now, currently, this area is still without power. They're without water. A little bit earlier, the police chief for Arcadia was out here. I spoke with him briefly. He told me that his department's hands are full with trying to handle not only this that we see here, but also Highway 70 is shut down currently because of a sinkhole. He says there's lots of flooding throughout the city. And on top of that, there are other areas just like this one with lots of wind damage. We'll continue to monitor the area over in Arcadia, and we'll continue to give you guys the latest as we get more information. But for now, reporting live here in Arcadia, Janelle Fort, back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Janelle, thank you so much for that report. Boy, those folks in Arcadia, they dealt with a big one 13 years ago with Hurricane Charlie. Feel bad for them tonight. Still to come in your Suncoast News, more than 100 people were rescued during Hurricane Irma. We'll tell you more about other records that storm set. And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back. He'll have your first alert forecast for the rest of the week. And a scam warning to all Floridians whose homes or properties were damaged in the storm. What the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is advising people to look out for. Next.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKX Sport Utility for $349 per month, or Lincoln's flagship, the 2017 Continental, for $449 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost, shipped directly to your home for free. These medical-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, arthritis, spinal disorders, and other chronic back problems. Will you qualify for a medical-grade back brace?
Call Back Brace America at 1-800-683-9262.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
The ABC7 First Alert Hurricane Guide arms you with vital information to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit. Visit mysuncoast.com and download yours today.
Irma is long gone from Florida, but in her wake, she's left a path of devastation and homes mostly without power. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez shows us the damage around Florida and along the East Coast.
The start to this literal long road to recovery in the Florida Keys, covered in sand and seaweed, lined with shipwrecked boats. The first evacuees now returning, many to find the kind of utter destruction they feared. Neighborhoods flattened, businesses badly damaged, no cell phone service, electricity, or running water.
I mean, it's like everybody just tipped everything over. You're just praying that everybody's alive.
The Caribbean coping with worse after Hurricane Irma. New images from St. Martin capturing just a glimpse of the catastrophe.
Almost everything is broken down. For our need, we need water and food. It's not now, maybe it's for sure. Water and food, we don't have that.
Some Americans rescued from the islands now stranded in Florida. Airports here finally starting to function, flights selling out fast.
Everything we looked, though, once we tried to book it, it would be gone.
While much of the Sunshine State starts to recover,
It's terribleness.
now record flooding hitting Jacksonville. Storm surge inundating communities.
We were offered a boat ride from a neighbor.
More than 100 people rescued from fast rising water overnight.
I've been here 47 years, and I've never seen the water this high. Never.
Even in parts of Florida that aren't dealing with flooding and damage, there are long lines for gas, and more than 4 million people here are still without power. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Naples, Florida.
Taking a look now at more Irma damage here on the Suncoast. Several trees are down near the Ringling Causeway in Sarasota. They look like some Australian pines that don't always fare well in these high winds. One tree even crashed down into a building, causing some damage there. That's a sight you see just about everywhere you drive right now.
Absolutely.
And of course, a lot of people are without power. That means you're going to be hearing a lot of generators going on across the area, and there can be some dangers with these things.
Oh, absolutely. There's a number of dangers that can happen with them. They're very hot for one, so you want to stay away from them. Another thing is you've got to move them far enough away from your house and your home so that the fumes don't get inside the home, you know, near the air conditioner intake as well, so keep an eye on that. It's a colorless, odorless gas, and so you can't tell. And every time it seems like after one of these events, and now with, 16 million people without power or something of that nature, there's going to be a lot of people using them. And I understand that Home Depot actually they sold out. I mean, a lot of these box stores in Lowe's and everything sold out of generators. So there's a lot of new generators, or people with new generators not knowing how to use them.
I think that when they sell a generator, they should also sell you, like a part of a kit is the carbon monoxide detector.
Right, they have they put a big warning there, but there should be a little bit more.
Yeah,
absolutely. On top of that, here's one other thing, is that even I told my my stepson, I said, when you start the generator, because I figured we'd be here the whole time, put a chain around it and a lock on the tree, on a stump, because if people driving around after 3-4 days without electricity, those generators become very valuable commodities. And I understand that John Scalzi said his neighbors got stolen already. So that's not a bad idea. Get a chain, lock it up with a padlock or something to that effect. At least give them a little trouble if they're going to try and steal it. Okay.
Exactly.
Be careful out there, folks, with that. Cleanup is always kind of dangerous. And look at this cleanup. This is a helping hand right here. This guy, Wally Stern, knocked on the door this morning, and I said, what's going on? He goes, I'll just come over to help you out, Bob. And he certainly did right there. I appreciate that. Wally Stern from, I think it's Edward Jones. He's got a shirt on right there. He's also giving me some financial advice. So that was nice. Here's a look now at what's going on with our weather. The Lakewood Ranch webcam showing just a few fair weather clouds around. For the most part, no rain, and that's a good thing because we don't need any more rainfall, especially along the Peace River where a major flooding is taking place and 60 homes are in danger with a couple of businesses as well. Down to our south, we have a few showers there. That's that moisture which will slowly work in our direction, but not tomorrow. Another dry day tomorrow to do cleanup. No storms to worry about. Sometimes folks out there working can sometimes work a little bit too long into those thunderstorms. So keep that in mind on Thursday and Friday. If you're still outdoors, there will be some storms around. There are the flood warnings I mentioned. You can see again along the Peace River, Horse Creek, the Myakka River at Myakka State Park, and also at the Rye Bridge and the Myakka Head. The Manatee River is causing some problems there. So that's going to be an issue too, looks like, for Peace River all the way through Friday. and start to subside and probably won't go below flood stage until later in the weekend or possibly early next week. A lot of rain here, but not as much as it could be. There's a lot of dry air just feeding in all across the southeast right now, which is a good thing. And I know we didn't focus on Jose much because we had another storm to worry about first. And we're going to focus on this a little bit, not much though, because it looks like this one's heading off into the open waters of the Atlantic. At least that's what the models think. And the models are a little confused here, but not really. It's going in a circle and then off into the Atlantic. That's what it looks like right now. And elsewhere in the tropics, things are fairly quiet. With this dry air in place, we're looking really good for Wednesday. And then Thursday, things start to change just a little bit. Better chances on Friday. Light chop out there if you plan on boating, and seas will be running right around 2 feet. Southeast winds turn to the south, and it looks as though people were still asking about storm surge. How big was it? Well, in reality, it wasn't, and that's the result of all that water getting pushed off prior to the arrival of the storm and that wind shift. And basically, it was about a 2-foot storm surge here along the Sun Coast. So that's why you don't hear or see anything about that storm surge being a problem, because it really wasn't. 40% chance on Thursday, 50 on Friday, and then we taper off to 30 on Saturday and Sunday. I can guarantee you that this weekend is going to be a lot better, and I'll get a little bit more sleep, and so will you, Scott. Back to you.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Thank you, Bob. Many people around the Suncoast are still cleaning up from Hurricane Irma, including in Bradenton. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us live from 3rd Avenue Northwest with more on the damage in that neighborhood. Rick?
Yes, Scott, things are still a little bit of a mess here. The cleanup continues from Hurricane Irma, and I'm going to have Lance Penn over here. You can just see some of the damage here, and a lot of power lines are down, trees are down here, and it's still a problem here. And luckily, I'm hearing that lines, they're not live, so at least that's a little bit of a bright spot. And I do have a homeowner here that I'm going to talk to right now, and his name is David. David, how long have you lived here?
About 19 years.
19 years. And have you ever seen anything like this on your block?
The last storm, yes, there's been trees down and some damage. Been without power before, but when the power lines are up in the air, you're going to get that.
Okay, talk a little bit about exactly what's going on here.
Well, a tree, a couple houses down, fell over, pushed down the lines real hard, and we snapped 2 poles, one of which had a transformer on it, and that's all she wrote for our power.
And how nerve-wracking is it to be around here? I know I was just saying the lines aren't live right now, so there really isn't a danger, but you still have to be careful.
Yeah, there's those people driving through, and sightseeing is kind of a problem, trying to go sneak around the barriers. I have some damage to the house from this, in that it's pulling on the pole that enters the house and bent it.
And you don't have power, too.
Well,
that must be pretty difficult to be living without power.
It's inconvenient. We rely on it so much, you never miss it till it's gone. So.
All right, well, do stay safe and good luck with the recovery here, and thanks for sharing your story with us, David.
All right, thank you.
Okay, that's David, one of the homeowners here on 3rd Avenue Northwest in Bradenton. And one more quick thing I just wanted to mention. Right behind David's house there is a cemetery, and one of the plots from a tree that came down and from the water, a coffin is actually starting to come up, and I think we had some video of that as well. And we'll have a lot more stories from here coming up. Reporting live from Bradenton, I'm Rick Adams. Scott, back to you.
Okay, Rick, thank you so much. We'll check back with you a little later. As people start to clean up the damage from Hurricane Irma, law enforcement is reminding everyone to pay attention and watch out for scams. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is reminding people to be aware of unlicensed contractors and service providers who are trying to take advantage of those who have property damage, maybe a lot of tree damage that needs to be cleaned up. Many residents need help repairing their roof or those trees. Lots of times, unlicensed contractors and illegitimate handymen from outside of the area will offer their services to try and scam storm victims. The Sheriff's Office reminds everyone to verify their contractor is legitimate before allowing them to do any repair work. And remember, don't pay them ahead of time. Pay them after the job is done. A look at the damage left on a barrier island on the Suncoast, plus a U.S. Senator Bill Nelson talks about the 3 major lessons to take from Hurricane Irma.
Call to see if you qualify to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan right now. At Humana, we believe great things are ahead of you when you start with healthy. And part of staying healthy means choosing the right Medicare plan. Humana can help. With Original Medicare, you're covered for hospital stays and doctor office visits when you're sick, but keep in mind you'll have to pay a deductible for each. A Medicare supplement plan can cover your deductibles and coinsurance, but you may pay higher premiums than you do with other plans, and prescription drug coverage isn't included. But with an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you could get all that coverage plus Part D prescription drug benefits, all for an affordable monthly plan premium, and in some areas, no plan premium. It's all described in this free book and DVD. Call for yours and discover how an all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan from Humana could save you money. Call 1-800-558-8779.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand, with no surprises, and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received J.D. Power Awards for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Although the state of Florida will be recovering from Irma for quite some time, U.S. Senator Bill Nelson of Florida is already talking about the lessons learned from this hurricane, and there are three major ones.
People obeyed evacuation orders, and a good part of the state evacuated. Second lesson learned is after Hurricane Andrew, when there were no building codes, the place was demolished. We saw flying right along the coast in southwest Florida, the building obvious. The new structures were standing. The old structures were demolished. The third lesson learned is that water can be your worst enemy, because the water comes in with the wind or with flooding, like's going on now in Jacksonville where I'm headed. And that water is a tough, tough competitor when you're trying to survive.
That's U.S. Senator Bill Nelson. During the storm, many feared Anna Maria Island would suffer heavy damage. Today, we got our first look at Irma's impact there. Kevin Fry joins us live from the island tonight with more on that. Kevin?
Hey there, Scott. Well, there's some good news to report out here. For the most part, the island was spared from any real major damage. As you can see out here, people are kind of slowly but surely getting back out and about. Some we saw a little earlier out on their boats. Now, there was a little damage of note. Perhaps the most was at the City Pier restaurant, which jets out into the bay. Irma tore off the roof, and the waves ripped up part of the dock. But overall, General Manager David Sorkin was relieved. He has devoted more than 3 decades to this restaurant, even helped rebuild it after a storm back in the 1980s. He feared Irma could have done it in. Now he's counting down until they can reopen.
I went to bed the other night thinking that I'd probably never see this place again, and it's here. And that's a good thing. So yeah, we're real happy about that.
As a community, I think that we're truly blessed that we did not get hit with a 4 or a 3 because the way that we had the damage now, we have a lot of trees down, a lot of power lines down, some roof damage, some structural damage, but it's minimal compared to what it could have been.
Now, as for the major issue here, it remains electricity. Most of the island is without power, meaning stoplights can be a tad tricky. Fortunately, people overall seem to be playing nice. Now, back live here again, things calm here around the Anna Maria Island. We'll have more from the island coming up at 6. For now, I'm Kevin Fry reporting for ABC7 News. Back to you, Scott.
All right, Kevin, thank you so much. Still to come on your Suncoast News, airplanes once again taking off in Florida. We'll tell you which airports and airlines are back going and the status of flights here in Florida. Plus, turning on the lights. Florida Power and Light crews are working hard to restore power to the Suncoast. Where restoration efforts stand, straight ahead.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Attention blood thinner users. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If your loved one took Xarelto or Pradax and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-759-0203, 800-759-0203.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.